Okay.
There we go. They don't.
We are live. Hi, everyone.
Hey guys.
We're on time today.
Finally, see,
Hey.
301. That's
It
good.
is possible. We tapped in
Yeah.
to all the European Caucasian in our bloodline and we got here on time.
Well, I didn't have to go far.
You're always on time though. Don't watch me with my Jamaican ways. Like this is we run on island time. We go with the flow.
Yeah.
We go with the flow.
My, my,
But
my,
hi everyone.
my mother, she's Caucasian, so I didn't have to go far.
No,
So
you
sorry.
didn't.
So
You didn't.
I'm not always on time though.
No, because of me.
No. So it's 50-50. No, I've got to account for both sides.
That's
What a
jokes
big
out here.
stereotype.
Hi
Yeah.
Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, just another avatar. Hi, blessed.
Hi, Blessed. Yeah. Hi, just another avatar. Hope you guys are well.
Yeah, the Lyran
Yeah.
transmission. Yeah, that holy moly. Yeah, that is literally what I've been. How do I put it? I received that in July. So you can imagine I've been like waiting. But then so much other things have unfolded since for me, like transmissions from dolphins. I'm just putting them together and sharing as much as I can without trying to be like scared about it. Because it's like, yeah, I'm going to say this and then I don't know who's going to pick this up. Like, yeah, this makes sense to me. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
So yeah, there's one from Galactians, which they told me they were related to the Nephilim, the giants. A couple from I don't know what they're called. They just turn up with purple headdresses on, and inside their headdress they let me know that's not hair, it's head. And I was like, oh, okay.
Which funny, we were watching a channel not so long ago, and you can actually see
Hi, Gretel. Sorry to
the
cut you.
that's all right. I think it's in Turkey. They still have this representation in stone of these beings, and they come with this long hat, because it's what you say when you saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purple
Hi,
headdressians.
Gretel.
Purple headdressians.
I'm not saying your name properly. Is it Gretel? How do you pronounce your name?
Or is it Gretel?
Gretel.
But then that would be an E, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Hi, Mikey.
Hi, Mikey.
Love
you
to you
too.
guys. Love to you guys. Love to you all. Like, I feel like I'm meeting up with friends. I feel like I've finally gone to that cheap ass coffee shop. Okay. And we're just meeting up and chatting.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Energy's right today.
Yeah.
It's not raining. +1, eh?
Yeah, in the UK, no,
It's not raining.
That's a rarity. I promise you.
But yeah, it's nice. This is what I'll be going by. So officially blessed now. That's it.
Great.
I'm coining the name.
Correct. Okay.
Anyone asks me, I say you said it. But purple headdressians is what they'll be called from now on out until they give me their name. The thing is, I don't be asking names. I just listen.
Yeah. Do you know what's difficult is when you are experiencing, like, if you astral travel, or you're experiencing an OBE. Okay, I mean, kind of the same depending of your consciousness, how conscious you are.
Yeah.
It's this type of questions that you don't remember to ask. I mean, in my experience, I asked one of I believe it was probably one of my alternate lives, and I asked her, "Are you black?" That was my question. Not even, "Am I you?" I just assumed I was, but so when it comes to ask certain questions, like simple, like, who are you, or where you from, and that what's your name?
What's your name?
Yeah, we often forget. Like, it's kind of like this training you have to do to remain, like, really
It is Gretel. Wonderful.
Great. Great.
Hi,
Okay.
Aga.
Okay.
They might hang on. Let's see. Blessed. They might just not even been important to you when you aren't here in the flesh. Those kind of questions. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a question I would ask.
You're
It's
right,
more like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Like, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy that I'm communicating with you. And I don't really care what your name is right now until I wake up and I'm like, ooh, I don't know what to call you. But the one with the big forehead, it's that type. It's that type of feel. But the
Yeah.
dolphins were coming, they were like dolphin transmission. And then they went and started saying whatever. And they don't talk how I typically talk. And that's when I know, okay, Shem, this is not about you. This is just coming through and saying whatever.
It's funny, like when you mention like talking, a lot of things you see in movies like Yoda, the way Yoda talks, and that different like patterns, and all of these things are taken from beings that actually exist. So when you hear these things, it's basically a different way of thinking, really. Yeah.
Babe, as I live and breathe, I spoke too soon. Look at that. It's raining.
Yeah, like I said, it's a rarity.
You put your mouth on the weather.
I don't know.
Go and clean up them clouds right now, babe. Go on.
No, it's a mass consciousness thing. You know, people in the UK assume that it's going to be grey, so therefore that's what our reality
Well, can we assume some
is.
sunshine? It is a full August. We are going to
Yeah.
take as much of this August out. They're trying to September me right now.
Listen, you
They
had
early.
enough sun now.
Did I though?
You're in the UK, so that's it. Come September, that's it.
It's the 31st. Give me a day left.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Mikey, I want to know more about the 4 workshops you guys have got in September. Okay, please elaborate. All right. I've called them workshops because I don't know what else to call them, but they're deep dives.
We wanted to actually call them mastery class, but then we do feel a certain way with the idea of conventional teaching, if you will. So the idea, like, not to be, I mean, you're not going to throw, the baby with the bathwater, but kind of like trying to not remind people too much of the current system they're still in. So,
or that they're used to, yeah.
So we're saying mastery class, but it's not so much about class, but more about getting in tune with your inner self and understanding how we work as being here. So a lot of these classes are based off of going within and then taking responsibility for the projections we have on our reality.
Yeah.
Due to the programming we have been under.
Yep. And we have gone through all of the stuff that we've gone through maybe the past 10 years or so. And as we've gotten over certain hurdles in our spiritual awakenings, we have learned certain things. And we're just like, how do we get to just share these tools? Like, some of them aren't a sit down and just talk it through. You're going to have to work it through and like get the practice for yourself. And then once you have the practice for yourself, it's something you always can use and go back to. Because my whole point is like, once you have this, it's not going to be like a therapy lesson where you come back and you're like saying the same thing week after week. You have this, that's your tool, you lock in. Now you're free to go and do what you need to do. And anytime an issue arises around those situations, you know how to handle it. Because when it comes to this life, it's ebbs and flows. You're going to go through different things that are going to challenge you in different ways. And 9 times out of 10, the reason why we feel helpless is because we don't have the tools or don't understand the mechanism behind unlocking the situation for ourselves. So that's what these classes kind of hit on.
So I'm going to say hi, Aiga. And I'm also going to answer, I think, just another avatar. You got your questions answered. Can we begin to ask questions? You know how we work is like this. It's basically all about frequency and divine timing. If you feel right, then just ask the questions. Most of the time, that's why we're not trying to be too strict on the time we start, because sometimes, when you plan things, planning is not always the best thing. But anyway, I don't want to get in detail on on that subject. But all I'm saying is, yes, ask questions when you feel, and we'll do our best to answer. Also, I was going to say to Mikey, will we be able to ask question by calling him? So the way we set it is going to be a bit like this, but it's very specific. So whatever question it is, what we recommend is you write them down, pre-write them maybe on a text file, ready to paste the question in the chat. And because it's going to be specific, your question has to be specific to that subject, because we're only going to cover this specific subject. We're not going to try to be distracted with other subject, because the whole point is to get into a level of understanding, so then you can get to your own level of mastery.
Yeah.
So that is why we're going to run it like this. We're not trying to be influenced too much also by the voice of people or the visuals. So that's why we wanted to keep it that way, because it keeps you in a neutral state. So when we answer these questions, we are less likely to be, I would say, influenced by distortion. Does that make sense?
Especially when it comes to certain things that are going to be like, for instance, the first one's going to be inner child recollection. That's going to involve you. Probably some of you might cry. Some of you might be going through some stuff. You might be working through some stuff. You might not want to share that with the group. They're limited groups for that reason, so that everyone's questions can be answered. Everybody gets the chance to talk. Everyone is going to be able to ask whatever they want. I don't want anyone to leave saying like, I didn't understand this bit. And so, no question's a stupid question. Ask it. It's literally going to be like that. But like I said, it's limited places only for the fact that all people's questions will be answered. So it's that, and it kind of gives the person a little bit of anonymity. But month after month, we'll be doing these, but we will change them and adapt as we see it works for people. So if they're like, you know what, I'd much rather have a video, or I'd much rather have something where I could talk to you, we'll just change it as and when. But for now, it's going to be a live chat, a bit like this. But then we say what we have to say, and after every part, if anyone has questions, we'll open the floor up for questions, and then we'll go back to what we have to do. Pee breaks and the whole lot. So yeah, the first one's going to be about inner child recollection. That covers so much, because that also covers quantum healing. The concept around time, and the concept around you being able to jump into different ones of your avatar and different timelines of your journey here and other journeys, to integrate it. Because the whole point of us being here this time is, this is the integration lifestyle that we're doing. This time is the time where we're going to integrate everything, remember, and then live our best life. That's the whole point. So that's why a lot of you are going through more lucid dreams, more timeline shifts, more feeling like time speeding up, or more feeling like you've got the Mandela effect going on. That's the reason why. But then we got the alchemy and abundance one. That is not just money. That is everything. That's anything that you feel scarcity around. Loving relationships in your life, peace in your life, getting rid of scarcity and fears around certain things, and being able to really alchemize all of your certain fears. It's vast, it's wide. Dreams and signs is also going to cover lucid dreaming, a little bit of OBEs, techniques that you can use. It's more going to be about mastery of your consciousness when it comes to those states. And also, if you're not somebody who's done OBEs yet, but you're really big on dreaming, how to utilize that so that you don't feel like, oh my God, I haven't had an OBE yet, I'm missing out on all this real knowledge. How to tap into the knowledge that your dreams are giving you, and that signs around you are giving you. Because believe it or not, you gain so much through dreams and signs. If you kind of say, no, OBE is the ultimate, then you kind of ignore a lot of the signs you're given throughout the day. and throughout your sleeping life as well.
So it is a lot about taking responsibility, and I mean by that by getting the ability to respond. Um,
Yeah.
I give you just a very quick example. Shem was just mentioned about the dream state and also the OBE. The OBE state, which we all go under, we just can't recall the experience we had for some of the time. So, for instance, it's taking responsibility for that, because if we all experience OBE, it means that when I'm experiencing these OBEs, I have to start using discernment, my intuition. So all of those are aspects that are all important and helpful. So we will be covering all of these aspects in terms of being influenced during your dream state, how
Yeah.
to recognize that, the difference between the two. Is it a sign or am I being influenced? And all of this is also has a lot to see with the belief you hold. So we'll go in details on that as well. Of course, upon the questions as well, because if you have got
If you have,
specific questions, then we'll answer that as well.
yeah, hence the whole small group thing for now, because I ask whatever you want and we'll answer as best to the best of our ability. And if we don't know, I'm just going to say I don't know. Divine partnership and soul contracts, reclaiming alignment. That one is going to be a big one, because it's also going to head into all the soul contracts that you can make, knowing and unknowing here.
And false agreements as well.
False agreements, things that you've signed up for without even knowing, things that that one's very vast. It will cover soulmates. It will cover the idea and concepts around twin flames, the inversion, the idea behind divine partnership that's here in this place, and when they're off Earth and one is here, the original pairs. It will cover that whole entire concept, and reclaiming a lot of your energies, especially when you've made unknowing soul agreements, soul contracts with people, and bonded yourself to certain situations or people or entities. Yeah.
Yeah, blessed, as you say, yeah, become all again. Yeah, because the inner child recollection is what it is, the path of allness. That's why we actually mention that. But yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I would say to people to look at it like a fragmentation. So basically, imagine your soul like glass. Say if the glass fall on the floor, it shatters in many pieces, and basically you have to pick up the pieces. And I know it feels like, oh gosh, I've got to pick up the pieces now. But this is kind of what it is. It's the ability to respond to that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's gonna if you're gonna come to the class expecting to like not really be honest with yourself, if you're not ready to really be honest and ask the questions that you don't want to ask to yourself, then don't bother. You're not ready to come, because you're going to the whole point is that you face yourself. The whole point is that you ask yourself those tough questions and you answer them, and then you put that into action so you can literally make that shift. We're not bullshitting. It's not time to sit around and think about, well, that would be nice, but it's about putting it into action and living it and enjoying it.
It has a lot to see with your capability to apply unconditional love to yourself first. This idea that you're going to go around and you can't apply unconditional love to yourself, but you will treat people right. It just don't work like that. We are mirroring, so whatever you see on the outside is what's going on the inside, and you don't have to be perfect. You just have to take responsibility for it. That's what it is. But yeah. And I see what you're saying, blessed. Yes, discernment is going to be so important moving forward. Absolutely. I'll give you an example.
Big time.
I mean, tech AI, for instance. Now you find it so hard to see the difference, and that's also the reason why we do want to go live, because you get a feel for the people you connect with.
Yeah.
And but an AI video, you find it really hard to tell if you just use your eyes to tell the difference. Now, is that true? Is that true? Is that true person or not? And that's why, because the way the technology is moving on, you're going to need discernment, your intuition. You need to go to tap. You're going to need to tap into your intuition.
Yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, like you said, definitely time to train that up. Yeah, absolutely. Because yeah, like you said, the deceivers will start putting out all the stops
All the
alongside
stops.
legit events too. Absolutely, 100%. And Mikey B, I see you saying that I think I may be a lost cause. Like I told you guys before, I have only been able to go to the other portals and travel spiritually with ayahuasca and the golden teach mushroom. Look, no one is this. All of this is what these workshops. You know what? I don't really want to call it workshop because it's become a master. We're here to master. So master creator. That's what you want to become. That's what we rather master a class. Even though I don't, for the lack of a better word, we're using class. But what I'm saying, Mikey, that doesn't matter. All of these are beliefs you
Yeah.
hold and program you've integrated, don't use. So yeah, but we'll talk about this during the
Yeah.
workshop.
Yeah. And something like that, you thinking that like you want to travel without it. Why do you want to travel without it? Why? Have you asked yourself why? Is it because no, you've already got DMT within you. You're good.
Yeah, you produce this thing when
You
you go
produce it
to a meditation. It is the same mechanism.
through
The
breathing.
DMT release, from your pineal gland, it's the same mechanism. It doesn't. Yes, you helped it because you induced it through rather than do it through breathing. You do it through substance. So yeah, thank you. Just another avatar. Yeah, that's what I'm about. Like that's what we're about. That's what I'm talking about one another.
Supporting one
Support.
another.
Yeah, supporting one another. Yeah, you're not lost, brother. You're in the place you need to be. Yeah, you're right where you need to be.
Yeah. You're amongst people who give a shit. Look,
Maybe
this is what it comes down to. All the things that you're looking for, there's a reason why you're looking for them. There's a reason why you want to do it without it. Your soul's ready to. And the second your soul's ready to do something, you just simply need to allow it after that. And then if you feel like there's a block, then you need to ask yourself, in what places am I blocking myself? What have I told myself? What lie have I told myself that allows me to believe that it's not possible for me? A lot of it is about these beliefs that we've been programmed into us and we've taken on and married ourselves to or bonded ourselves with that probably never even came from you in the first place. Like you're not ascended enough, you're not holy enough, you're too regular. We're all supposed to do this shit. We're all supposed to do this shit. Today, actually, we've got our video coming out at what? 4:00 our time?
yeah.
And we were talking to Caesar Pigan, and he did a live demonstration for us of Mindsight, which is using your soul eyes. I was fucking pumped. I'm telling you guys, he did his demonstration, and I was like, we're going to have to double down. I need to write something down. I need to see it from my side. Like, I was showing him numbers, I was showing him things like, so I wanted to know, is what I'm seeing what I'm seeing? Because if it is, that's my new unlock. And I love having OBEs. I love all of that. But Mindsight, this is so much. This looks like so much fun. We've got so much fun abilities to unlock that you're good. You are so good. We are all so good, and life is going to be also great when we unlock our abilities, when we just tap back into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
And you know what, Mikey B, you're saying this, you say, I just want to go back there so bad. Look, just a little tip, yeah. You don't go nowhere. You have to match the frequency of what you desire. It's how the universe works. It's the illusion because of the concept of time, and these things will cover as well. But the concept of time gives you the illusion that you are moving from A to B. We're not really moving anywhere. It's the illusion. So you just shift frequencies. That's all you do. You have to match the frequency of what you desire. And I know it sounds like, yeah, you know, easier said than done, but it's just the way it works.
Sometimes it's, you know me, I was like, if you say fucking frequency one more time, but
I didn't. I
you
didn't
know,
create this construct. Well, I think I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I did. But anyway, I think we all did some way, shape, or form participate to the creation of this construct. Hence
yeah,
why we're here at this particular time.
yeah.
But yeah,
But you know what? I was gonna do Awan Oscar. I was so interested in it, and I finally didn't have to. But don't think you're less than because of it. You just wanted to experience it with it. And that's probably so you can experience it without it as well. It was an experience, you enjoyed it. Now you want to see how you go without it. It's simply that. You've already been there, you are there, and you experience it every night. You just don't recall. That's it. So it's more about asking for recall than it is about asking to go back. You go back, you just don't have any remembrance about it. That's all.
yeah.
That's all.
And I see
It's
just
not outside of you, it's inside of you, Mikey.
yeah. And I see just another avatar. You saying like feeling blocked, or feeling like there's something I'm not doing. It's all about belief. What I would say,
Yeah.
what I would say is this. Um, yes, however, when it comes to belief, see it more as something helping you, like, like to start, because it's about knowing. But how do you get to a place of knowing? Yes, you may have a belief, but how do you shift from a belief to something you know? Because belief, you adopt them, but you also get rid of them. And we're not trying to do that. We're trying to get into a place of knowing. How you do that is you get into your heart space and you use your intuition. So it's even more powerful than the belief. Because the belief, it's someone can tell you something, you just believe it. You say, oh, yeah, yeah, I believe you. But what is the difference between someone that just blindly believe or someone that actually closer to the knowing? Is the intuition. You're like, it feels like that's the truth because
Yeah.
it is. When you tap in, you know it is. And that is what you have to strive for,
Your inner GPS, switch
to
it back
get
on.
use that. And we often told this is just imagination, but imagination is a tool.
Yeah.
It's actually a valuable tool. But yeah.
Okay, Mikey, I was at the sea and a huge tree lifted from it. It was indescribable, yeah. At the retreat, they had to yell at me for laughing too loudly. Did they have to? It's a laugh. I felt bad for interrupting others at the retreat.
You went through your own experience.
Listen,
They were not prepared.
they weren't ready
That's
for
let
it.
me know as well. Like you have why you have to use your intuitions, because here's the thing. Preparation is key. And you know when people aren't prepared, because this is some things that naturally occurred, and that was your soul's expression on the substance. So
Yeah.
surely, they must have known.
Yeah.
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 But it sounds like you had an amazing experience.
An amazing
And I
one.
see why you want to go back.
Of course. I've been having nature dreams all week. Old trees, masses of mounds of like moss, like when all the floor is moss, but then there's eyes in them. All that type of stuff. And that's like not having OBEs. That's just dreams.
Yeah.
Once you keep on tapping up into the fact that your dreams are just as valid as your OBEs, you start also being in the knowing that you can get so much done there as well. Time travel being one of the main ones as well. Being able to dissolve a lot of timelines that aren't of use for you anymore, being able to tap into certain timelines that you would like to test out different theories to eradicate certain beliefs. You know, if you have a belief around you being unworthy, maybe you'll be able to tap into a timeline in your dream state of a timeline where you felt unworthy or you're treated like you weren't worthy, and the whole you coming out of the dream leaves you with the knowing that you are. and the knowing that it was bullshit and that that was an illusion. And then once you have that frequency, that feeling, you know, sometimes you wake up from a nightmare and you feel that whole entire, like your whole chest is lit up. That's the key as well to using your dreams for your state in the day, because that feeling that you feel is the whole shift that you make to get to jump to that frequency. So if you leave a dream in like a joyful feeling and you want to be able to be joyful in the day, you already have that. You've already been presented the feeling. You've already stored that information in your body, and it's just about recalling that dream. And there you are. You're back in the feeling again. And then guess what? Naturally, you start manifesting the things that that frequency brings you without having to then put in all of the list of things that you want to unfold, because you know what unfolds when you hit that frequency. So that's why I'm also, we're trying to get people to understand the importance of the whole of yourself, not just the OBE state. Yes, it's beautiful, it's powerful, and yes, you are going to use it. Yes, you are going to tap in. But your dreams, your lucid dreams, the things that you see in the day, Mindsight now, which is a whole nother opener for us. Like, this is great.
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna answer blessed as well. I like to see it as you are always here and not absolutely 100%. There is no time, no place, space, etc. Not really. It's all a matter of shifting perception frequency, etc. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what it
bless.
is. And I'm gonna take back what Shem said as well about the idea that how to start knowing yourself truly. I'll give you an example. Yeah. Look, guys, I'm wearing all these bracelets here today. You know what? But one thing I understood. Yeah. At the beginning, when I started wearing crystals, I thought, oh, I need that and da da da. And it started making it a thing. And I shifted to a simple things and I say, oh, I enjoy crystal. And I went to a memory when I was a kid. I remember this guy was collecting crystals and he had a room full of it. And I swear to myself, I say, one day when I get older, and I don't know if you guys know, but I would say, don't forget, I was a child of the system. So I was in foster family and all of that stuff. And I said, I'm going to have my own, I'm going to have a room full of crystals. And I started buying my small crystal and stuff like that. And I realized I don't need this. I don't need it. I love it. The huge difference. So I shifted my perception because I started making like sort of like be addicted to it. And I was like, I can't do that. So now I'm in my awareness that when I use something is to experience it that way. I don't rely on it. So sometimes I wear it, sometimes I don't. And that is what it's all about.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
And how much? And if you do, does it bring you joy? And if it brings you joy, does it bring you joy in stability and freedom? And how do you feel when you haven't got it? This codependency is a big thing, especially around us making soul contracts with one another, divine partnerships. I mean, there was even a time where we had to even look at our own relationship and be like, where are we codependent?
Absolutely.
Like, where are we just being codependent on one another? Because if we are, we need to get rid of that shit quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it's difficult because you kind of taught to be. You're kind of thinking, yeah, but then what else are we supposed to do? But then you start picking away and realizing how many other codependent relationships you have in your life, with people, with things, with ideas about yourself as well. And if certain things don't materialize in your life, how attached and married you are to an idea and how much you've made it your foundation. And then when that foundation is tested, or you feel it's tested, or you feel that it's in some sort of jeopardy, how you react, how it destabilizes you. And all of these things are things that take you out of your power and take you back into the illusion of thinking that all of these things are outside of yourself and that you're not a powerful being and that you're not creating this experience for yourself.
So just another avatar. Sorry, you say sorry. Belief is what is blocking you. Is more
Yeah.
what I mean. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
The only reason why we talk about this is just that when people read the other comment, they don't get the wrong idea. But good, yeah, great. Did you get it then? 100%. Mikey B, that experience was only the first hour of having I was not allowed back because I was angry. I guess my frequency shifted. I think you were not allowed to be yourself. This is the thing. It's not so much about ayahuasca or whatever substance you take. It's also your surrounding. Is it appropriate to what your souls wants to experience where you are? Like, are you surrounded with the right people for you? Maybe they were not your frequency. It wasn't a frequency match, and that can happen in anything. Even if you're going to try to go to a spiritual retreat, you may not be the frequency match to that retreat per se. And if you really want to do it, then you're going to have to shift to that. And sometimes it's then that's when integrity steps in. Where am I still in my integrity? Am I trying to please people here, or am I trying to be am I being myself?
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand.
This is why you can't smoke weed with everybody. Okay, not everybody's gonna go the way you want to go and do the things you want to do and how you want to do it. Some people are gonna spoil your whole evening. So it is what it is. And I know a lot of these retreats, like as I said, I wanted to do it. Your situation, that sounded like it was fun. Okay, that sounded like a good time. So if that was only the first hour, I can only imagine where you went. But yeah, sometimes it bees like that. But take away the good times from it and know that you're gonna go back. You already go back. Yeah.
Hi, Jay.
Just another avatar. My dreams have been revealing certain addictive tendencies that I haven't been addressing. You see what I mean? That's a useful thing. And if you want now, it's a clue to say, okay, this has come up because I'm ready to look at it. And then you can ask now, or command now how you would like to address it. You see these tendencies? I want to address it in the most joyful way possible. And I'm going to call in my higher self to come through, handle this with me. That's it. Though you already are your higher self, but just to be able to lock in so that you can integrate the lesson straight up, just go straight to the source and just be like, yeah, we're going to address this. I'll do it in the dream space. I want it done in a joyful way. Let's make this smooth. And then you go and have that dream and clear that up. It doesn't always have to happen out of body. But if you want, it can happen in the physical, and you can say, this can happen in the physical. But a lot of times we're shown stuff in dream state, we ignore it, and it shows up in the physical, and then we ignore it, and then we have what people would refer to as dark night of the soul. And why is everything crashing? And no, because we've been trying to send you signs and you've been putting us on hold. So we thought we'd just come through, and that's all it is.
Yeah, and even that, I mean, I had a realization as well when I started understanding my environment and what's going on around me, my consciousness, the programming, and a lot of these things that can influence you. That even this was a programming to think that this will lead to my demise in some way, shape, or form. So even when you do say you have a dark night of the soul, or you've got some addiction, and the perception of having an addiction, it is also could be also rooted into a belief. So that is also another thing to look at in terms of, am I experiencing this because I have a belief that if I say eat too much sugar, it's an addiction? Do I equate that as an addiction? Or am I experiencing that because I enjoy it so much and that is a part of my soul signature? Because I'm going to use that word, but I know better, but I'm going to say theoretically, excuse my French, just trying to, pass through. Yeah. So if you're the absolute creator and most of your reality reside in your thoughts, then it means that I could be on a sugary diet and be perfectly fine. See what I'm going with this?
Hence Pappy. He was fine until 90 whatever.
And we saw example of that.
Stayed on sugar.
But then the minute someone plant the seeds, you cannot do that, it's unhealthy. Then if you let it, this can begin to transform your reality, because you all of a sudden shift. And so why you have to look at how easily you can be influenced because of the belief you hold and what that means to you. Do you have to get rid of certain people in your life? Because every time this is some things, you maybe feel I'm not strong enough to just remain my true self around these people with no frequency match. All of this is the things we're going to cover in the masterclass, and
Yeah.
where you ask questions, we can give you perspective on.
Hey Jay. Hiya. Okay, so Mikey B, I was told by two people at the retreat that my laughed frequency guided them out of the dark. You see what I mean? So what's the retreat talking about? Laughter is so, you know, it's a beautiful thing. They were so thankful. That made me feel a little better. Yeah, of course it should. That's why you were there. But the
Yeah.
retreat wasn't aware of that. But thankfully you were there. So you were exactly where you were supposed to be.
Exactly.
So if ever you had any regrets around the retreat, then you can pull that away from now, because those two people needed you and you were there for them. Kim, so could we go as far as to adopt the perspective that our waking life is the dream, and try to use our gift while our conscious is fully here? Yeah, and a lot of cultures do call this the dream, and that we'll wake from the sleeping dream. Like, yeah. And a big reason why we even perceive this dream is because of our senses that we have, and our use of the senses makes us believe that the illusions are reality, our smell, our touch, our, and that's why when people have OBEs and it feels even more physical, you can realize how this is a dream. But yeah, you can. And that's what makes it so fun. And if this is a dream, then in that perspective, if this is the dream, then are you living your dream? Or are you living somebody else's?
Yeah.
I've asked myself that many times. It's literally my it gets me back on my path again.
Yeah, and you can also see it as well. What's the constant? What remains regardless of anything? This physicality that we're experiencing here doesn't. Hence why you can get a house and people say, "Oh yeah, but that's going to be here for 100 years," or no, someone can, deconstruct the house, can break it down, and can go and then something else get built instead. However, if you now realize how our emotions remain, sadness, joy, all of this emotion, it doesn't have to remain inside of you, but it is something that doesn't change. Sadness is sadness, joy is joy. There's more of a tangible, always there reality concept around these emotions, which mean that the other side is eternal. You could see it like this as well. But here, things keep changing. That's why a lot of people say, well, change is inevitable here. Meaning that maybe a city was all good and everything, and it was great when you were younger, and then you say to yourself, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
However, that's where also you can determine how this may be more a dream than we think it is, even though we get fooled by this physicality.
Yeah.
And and even around this, there is a lot of people that's been able to break down what consciousness is and what this reality is, and the poses between movement as well, which forms our reality. The oscillations of these particles that make us perceive something as being solid.
Yeah.
But in between these oscillation, there is stillness.
That happens to be in all of us, which is what
Yeah.
they call the God space. blessed. This codependent talk reminds me of how I approached my relationship with my great love. Two whole people choosing to build something greater together, keeping each other's divine light in view.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
Yep.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
I wake up every morning. I choose to be with you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Likewise, you choose every single
Yeah,
time you choose,
yeah.
even without knowing and realizing you choose,
Mm,
which make you further realize how much of a dream here is,
yeah,
because we do things without realizing, and we do complain when we're in a dream state, which is an altered state. That's not like OBE, but I'm in the dream state and I want to be more in control of my state, dream state. I don't feel I'm in control enough. Well, this is pretty much a mirroring of what people feel here,
yeah.
out of control, feel
Hmm.
that they can't choose, but that's the illusion.
Yeah. And also, what I would add to that, choosing one another, is there's a freedom there,
Yeah.
because then it's I'm not obligated by what other people would call duty or just title. Well, you're his wife, you're married, you should, or you're their mother, you should. No, I choose to. You choose these things. And once you know that you're in the choosing, then it's more powerful for you, because then you're like, I chose this and I choose it every day. It's a wonderful concept to play with. Well, when you're ready to, because I wasn't ready for a very long time. So Greta was saying, um, I was bullied a lot in school. In my 20s, I had a dream where I locked up all the bullies in a cage and I spoke words of forgiveness over them. That's beautiful. And then I released them, increased my confidence. That's what I'm talking about using dream space for.
Yeah.
And forgiveness is going to be a huge takeaway. I don't know what age all you guys are out there. I don't know what the going age is, but I would probably say anywhere from like 25 to 65. If we're around those ages around there, parental wise, we got a lot to unpick. Just living and experiencing 70s, 80s, 90s as child or minor, was an experience. It was interesting. And a lot of us have a lot of forgiving to do. Others, the whole collective consciousness back then, and ways that you've seen this is like something around The Biggest Loser is popping up again, and people like kind of having a look back about the way they were treated, or the way that they feel like they stepped out of their integrity at the time. Like it's a huge thing. But forgiveness is going to be a big one, because like you said, like Gretel, what you did in your dream space is literally that's what dream spaces are for. It's your sanctuary. You make it that, and then you get your work done. You get your things done that you may or may not have the courage to do on this side. But energetically, once it's done, that's it. It plays out here. So you fixed it. You meant it. You healed it. You whatever you want to call it. You shifted.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
So hi, Asil. I think it's Asil, your name. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. You ask us, do you have regular lives? Well, no, never did, but we're all regular people, I would say. But even
What's
though
a regular life?
even the word regular, and this is why we really trying to pay attention to the word we're using. It's a reduction of who we are, how we see ourselves. I don't think anybody is regular. I think we're all majestic, and our life can reflect that if we allow it. But it begins by choosing your words, know the power of your words, and how you see yourself.
But if
Yeah.
you're saying, do we like live regular human lives? Like, do we like I get the milkman comes on a Friday morning. I never pick it up early enough. Sometimes I'll leave it there to the afternoon. I may or may not have let it curdle a couple times. Like, I forget shit. I'm a mom. We have 4 kids together. I'm trying to wean my little one off. Like, he went to sleep at 2:00 yesterday in the morning. Though we homeschool, though I do art, he does art. What else? We do
Well,
music. We speak to you guys. We do heart-based work now, occupations. I don't know. If it sounds regular, then it is. But if it don't sound regular, then it's not.
yeah,
It depends who's asking.
my incarnation this lifetime here was never regular to start with, to begin with. When what I choose, how I was going to be born, or I give you a quick example. When I was born, there was a rejection from my mother. A lot of people say, "Well, that happens. It's called postnatal depression," but it wasn't that. I'm not going to go in details, but basically, long story short, they had to take me away. Then I was placed in these places they call pouponnière in France, which is like a place where you keep babies for
In England, we call it baby borstal.
Yeah, maximum 2 years until see if the parents wants to take the baby on. If they can take back their own baby, that wasn't possible. I was sent into the system. So already the design that specifically chosen by me, that design wasn't regular. So it's clear that I was never going to be what people see as regular anyway. So sometimes, but I then came to realization, nothing is. It's just we choosing to tether ourselves to the word regular to make ourselves feel better, to make us ourselves feel more connected to one another, which is an attachment.
But we're connected anyway.
We're connected anyway.
And here we are on a Sunday.
I'm going to try to see if I can have a little
You're
bit
going to
more.
try and put the light on?
Yeah.
Do you want to leave the window open anyway?
No, because.
All right, so we're going to go in a bit of darkness now, guys. And he's going to try and put on the light. Just put the light on there. That's all right, babe. Yeah, put that one on. It should help. All right. No, that's perfect. Leave it like that.
Is that good?
We're okay, babe. All right. Speaking of dreams, I dreamed this week that my family and I were in the Middle Ages and we were trying to manage some challenges, and not to reveal that we were from the future. That be happening sometimes. You can't always say where you're from. Yeah, you can't always say where you're from. People get freaked out. Jay Shah. Okay. Hi, Jay. I no longer see any reason to have close relationships with people that I allow in my personal space unless they know about my OBE experience or they are advanced soul weird like me. Seriously, listen. That's a big one. We've lost a lot of folks here, people. They're still alive. They're still doing their thing. They're still having the experience, but they're just not in our close circle. They're not in the chat. That's for sure. Because if you can't be yourself around people and you have to and that's a lie. And then when you find yourself having to live that lie full time, it's exhausting. It's exhausting for your soul. And then you kind of like just vibrate out of those situations one way or another. And my main thing is, what's the point of them falling apart, where I could just choose to put a little bit more distance, love them from a distance, and then my daily life is my daily life type of thing. So I feel you on that, Jade. Is anyone else going through that as well, like with relationships, trying to keep some of their closer relationships with people who they can be fully honest with, fully themselves with, fully open about this side of their life, this spiritual journey? And I know it's a transition sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be happy for you. I mean, we've been, even when I said I was going to become vegetarian, I was accused of being in a cult. So listen, some people are just not ready yet, and that's okay. It's just that
Not that being a vegetarian is anything to see being with being more spiritual. We never believe
no,
that.
but
I think,
it's just to
yeah,
let people know
yeah.
that that's not even
That's how
touching on OBE yet.
yeah,
And it was met with a visceral attack,
yeah,
like side note, are you stable? Are
yeah,
you okay to mother?
yeah. That wasn't even the biggest thing for us. I think it was
No.
more the homeschooling. That
Yeah.
was the
That did not
a lot of
roll with a lot of
people,
people.
and you know what? Like I always said, we had our two old, our two first children. Now she's 16 and he's 13 years old. They were in public school for 10 years.
Yeah.
So it is funny to see when we've experienced that. But when people criticize you about something they never experienced themselves, when you already experienced what they've experienced, you then realize very quickly how some people you have around you can be close-minded, and it's not beneficial to you. It no longer serves you, and sometimes you do have to take decisions that are difficult to take but are necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just another avatar. Okay. Feeling lost just means that you never understood what being found means. Yeah. Yeah. Or sometimes it's the remembering of what it's supposed to be, and you're like, something's off. This don't feel like home at all. Elisa, or is it Eliza? I hope I said that right. Hiya. Heya, yeah. Good morning. I haven't had a full-on OBE that I can remember, but last night I walked headfirst into a wall and it felt very real. I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? Is this me becoming aware? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is. That's lovely.
I actually can give you an example. One of my OB, it was like basically I came out of my body and all of that, and then I went through a portal, and then when I went to that place, but I'm gonna skip some of the events that I experienced through that, but I went to one specific place and I was on top of a rock. And come to think about it, it probably was a test that I gave myself. and I say, oh wow, it was quite high. So I was like, oh wow, that's high. But I know I can fly. Well, I think I can fly. So I say, I think I can fly because I hear people flying when they're having no B, and I was fully conscious. But I had the doubt. So when I went to jump, I fell all of that from all the height down to the floor. And as I see the floor coming, I said, oh, that's gonna hurt. Literally. Because I did not believe. I had the doubt. It's more that I had it, and I just that doubt that I maybe couldn't fly. That was making that up. I just hit that floor, and I felt the pain, but more on a telepathic level, but not physical level. Like physically, I was fine. Then I moved on, but I realized, I see why I didn't get to experience this. So yes, things are real.
Yeah, and
Like,
you're becoming more aware.
So the reason why I say that, so you can understand, is because in your reality here, you can't really walk through walls. So when you're down there and you went head first, you're still experiencing it from the distortion that we have in here. Hence why you felt physically all of that as well. So it is, even though you're saying you were not really conscious, but that's because we're all having OBEs regardless anyway.
Blessed. Many Westerners were taught a song about this dream of life. You might remember this part. Yep, row your boat. I'm telling you. It was the sick bastards leaving clues, okay, in nursery rhymes. Just tell us the truth, damn it. This is how I was in nursery. I haven't really changed that much since nursery, to be fair. Um, okay, just another avatar. Do you want to get this one on?
Yeah, so you're saying, Jay, don't close off too much because you might also be the reason that someone discovers an understanding of the soul and who we are. We should also look to be the light at the end of the tunnel. It is beautifully said. It is absolutely true. I actually, it's funny because I thought the same thing, and I just didn't get back to you on that. But yes, I think you're absolutely right. Do not close off. Hold the compassion for the one that aren't awakened yet, because remember, we all choose to come here and experience our own divine timing. So you are awakened now. Just because someone might not be awakened does not mean that they're lesser than. And I don't think you think that. I'm just saying in terms of the levels of awakening, because the awakening can happen so rapidly, and perhaps you are meant to awaken them in your own way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But listen, that don't mean you got to hold space for people who are just egregious to
of course
you,
not.
or you feel like you have to live a lie in front of them, though. So
Yeah,
you know the balance, but yeah, that there is a balance to be struck for real.
absolutely. But I can understand why you get fed up, though. That's totally understandable. There's times you're like, oh gosh, I can't do this
Yeah,
anymore. But yeah,
and why are they so fucking loud as well? Why are you so? What I eat, you don't shit. So what do you care if I eat veg for? Um, and you know the funny thing is, I'm not vegetarian anymore. But hey, and that's how life goes.
and I am.
And you are.
She started it. Now she left the boat.
Of
And
course,
I
I
am.
left you at the party.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? It was my awakening. And I'll tell you why, because I realized one thing. Growing up in the farm, I remember I had to deal with a lot of animals, and I never actually favored meat. Not like that. Really not like that. I mean, I had to eat it because that's what was served. But I realized that was never my preferred meal. Like any meat, I'm just no, that's not just not for me. I was fine with eggs, cheese, and all that. And then that allowed me to realize, oh, that may be who I am. That may be what works for me. And that was just it.
So you're welcome. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, but
And I'm back on the smack, people.
this is what it is about.
We got chicken wings in the freezer. I'm looking to get that ready. Lovingly, lovingly. You know what I mean. It just judgment free. And our kids, one of them doesn't really eat meat. The rest do. They all do what they want. I'm not trying to force anyone to do anything they're not ready to do. Hi Kennedy. Hiya. Hey. Glad to see that you're here. Okay. Does the dream space only exist while we are here in the construct? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
In this construct, I would say most likely, but there's other construct. Don't forget, there's other universe. That's just one in many constructs, and we've created. Most of us have creation out there that we've done, which is unaware of, and they are constructs. So who knows?
Yeah. Okay, do you want to read this one?
Yeah, bless you. Dude, Shem, this place in the 80s, 90s felt like a completely alien land to me. Holy moly, LOL. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
It was an effed up time for me. I was just like, now I can look back in, like, kind of like, okay, I get it now, but what stuff?
I hated it. I don't have anything. The only thing I was married to back then was music. Outside of that, I didn't like the fashion. I thought the people were stuck up. I didn't like anything about that. I didn't like anything. I didn't like nothing about it. if someone had said to me, that's another reason why it's a good thing I didn't figure out what I was actually doing when I was having out of body experiences. I just thought, oh, my dreams are really, really real. But had I noticed, had I clocked on back then, I wouldn't have come back. I wouldn't have met you, nothing. I would have been like, no, I'm
Yeah.
going and I'm not coming back.
Likewise, I think they knew what they did and not letting me. I mean, I had my own experience, AIWS, I've talked about it before, which is very strange. I'll develop on that one day. But if I had OBEs when I was a kid,
Knowingly.
I wouldn't be here.
If I'd known that it was real and I wasn't just told it was a dream, I
Bingo,
would
bingo.
have left.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. I mean, I knew on
You-
soul level
yeah.
clearly this dude cannot experience the other side now because he ain't coming back.
Or he could not know he's experiencing it until this date here.
Yeah.
Because locked in, if we'd had even known in Dunkirk, that would have been it.
Yeah.
Real talk, babe. Okay.
No, I had too much to prove then.
Is it?
Yeah. I say, I'm going to show all these efforts, literally, that I'm going to make it. Like, now it became a personal.
That may have been a solo event, my
personal
love.
affair. Now, I would have told you, I would have called you a quitter.
I know you
I
would
say
have.
you're such a quitter.
And the rest.
I say you do that with a lot of things. I noticed. You go, we start watching a TV show, and then you say, "Oh, I can't watch this" because you're upset with one person. I say you're quit, and I know out of this you would have been like, because I know you would say, "No, I'm not." Oh, I then. Challenge accepted. I know you are. So I would be like straight.
Bâtard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called manipulation. Or I like to call it creation.
And because
forced creation.
And because of codependency I was going through, that my ass would have stayed. Oh gosh.
Yeah. I know so you guys would have said to you, you know, it's not time yet. Go back.
Yeah.
This is we all have a role to play here.
Yes,
it's
true.
very important.
Yeah. That's true. They would have told me.
I see. You're saying no. I mean, if you have a weekly live, we're trying to do this. I'm not gonna say every Sunday is going to be upon announcement. So we're trying to announce a little bit, like trying maybe if I don't know for 1 month if we do 2 lives, 3 lives, or 4 lives. We're trying to let the community know. We're trying to. However, we got another one. We'll do spontaneously called Catch Me If You Can. So but then the replay get to be on our coffees for our member. However, if you catch the live, it's public. You can just participate, and it's whenever. There's no announcement for that one particular.
Yeah, but for now, Sundays are suiting us, and we will put it in our YouTube community up for when the planned Sundays are going to be. September's are going to be busy as far as the workshops are concerned, but they run on Saturday, so we'll still be turning up for the Sundays as well, the Sunday lives. Well, as you can see with the banter, we do have regular lives as well as regular lives. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, thanks for the laugh. Yeah. Real. Jay. No, I was referring to personal relationships like a lover or a wife. I've already dealt with unbelievers. I've always received true seekers. I understand it's whenever you're ready. That's what it's about. Jay is about alignment. It's whenever you're ready to.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's real talk. Yeah, it's fair. That's fair.
Hi, Juliana.
Hi, Juliana. Hiya. I switched out of weed with lotus flower. I've been trying to get onto lotus flower ever since Amina. Amina's Amina Mara. We had her on one of our conversations that we have on the podcast, and she was talking about mugwort tea and lotus flower, blue lotus flower tea, to help when it comes to her dream state and lucidity. And she's actually gone on, even though she does dream work as far as spirituality is concerned, she does it for her profession as well. So she's been on a lot of these scientific I guess experiments where they hook you up, they hook up like your brain to a scanner and everything like that, and they kind of see you going through all your sleep states and all of that. And she's done with all these different things like lotus flower, she swears by blue lotus flower, and mugwort. So mugwort, I'm going to buy that next month and see how it works. And I'll keep my tabs when it comes to my journaling and see if it makes any difference. And if it does, then I'll try them out with the crystals thing I've been doing as well.
Yeah, you're not the first one to actually mention that. A couple of people are saying that they've got good
You met a Lyran
good
as
result with it.
well. That's what I'm saying. And you know what? They're so open, these Lyrans, like they'd be right there. But what I don't know if any of you, the rest of you, have caught my Lyran transmission that I had. Is I've got quite a few of them. I've been putting them together and trying to put them on shorts. I'm getting around to doing those. But stuff like the live takes priority to them, because I do get a lot from talking to you guys directly. It's like a friendship group, to be fair. This is me going out to the coffee shop. So yeah, talking to Lyrans, talking to like the dolphins. There's a couple other ones. The other day, one with like huge eyes. Like imagine the eyes of a praying mantis and then the mouth of like jellyfish tentacles. It was a lot to take in visually, but they were all right. They showed me some things. So I'll be sharing that as well. When I write it down and figure out what Chicken Scratch was actually saying. I do some drawings around that as well. Absolutely, it's hard living with roommates who are so far off, but unconditional love. Yep.
Absolutely.
Talking about unconditional love as well. Somebody was in the live last week and they were talking about chronic pain, and I shared a tool that I use about connecting with daydreaming, stepping out of your body and seeing yourself out of your body and just looking at your body from an above state, whether it's like 1 foot above, 2 foot above, maybe however you want to do that. And then looking down on whatever needs tending to that, sending that love, sending that light, sending that whatever you have to. So I've been working on my knee. I've been talking about my knobbly knee. But I'm telling you guys, listen, so I'm there doing session number 2 on it for my second session, 5 minutes in. And then something shifts and I'm having this conversation with my higher self and she's like, what word comes up? And I'm like, what do you mean word? And she said, what word is coming up now you're here? And I just said imprisonment. And then I shit you not, I start freaking crying. And she's like, there we go. Well, now you're going to change your affirmations for the day and you're going to add in, I am free. And I'm telling you guys, my knee is not knobbly anymore. I don't know what to say. The shit worked for me. So if you're out there and you've got knobbly knees, at least I know. And then when I checked it, I checked when I actually first started having knee problems and what feeling I anchored in at the time and what fears I was taking on and what beliefs I was taking on. And it was coming from that place of feeling that way. And then it answered a whole load of questions as to how my life has unfolded the way it has and the different events that has happened that I felt like, wow, I didn't deserve that, or wow, I didn't see that coming. And it's all from how I felt within. So yeah, it does work. You could try it. Jay, do you want to read that one?
Yeah, I see you saying exactly, very exhausting. I am here and available for them when they are ready to know more or become a seeker of the nature of reality, obese, etc. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're holding that space. Yeah.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Juliana is saying, I tried staring into the flame the first night before sleeping, and I entered a portal from staring at the stars in my dream. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
That it's powerful. It's a powerful tool.
hi, Gabrielle.
Hi, Gabrielle.
Hel-
Gabriel. Gabriel's.
Gabrielle.
This is Gabriel.
Gabrielle. Apologies. Hello, guys. Long time no see.
Hey,
How are you guys doing?
we're
What's up,
good.
Jay Shah? Darius J writes is student too, right?
Oh,
What?
you're from Darius's crew
Oh,
as well.
right.
That's lovely.
Yeah, yeah. We're not. Just
We just know a few folk who are.
just to be clear, but we know his work. We know what he's doing,
Yeah,
and
and we appreciate what he does.
yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, which mean you guys are doing a
Caesar's
very
here.
important work as well.
Caesar's here. Hey, Caesar. Everyone, say hi to Caesar. It's Beyond the Frequency 369.
Hey.
Literally 16 minutes ago, we went live with the
Absolutely.
podcast episode with Caesar. And like I said,
Yeah.
Mindsight, mind blown. Okay.
Hey, bro. You good?
Hiya. Okay. Yep.
Well,
yeah, we are subscribers as well, Juliana. Like that's my thing. Like we're all like a wider friend group, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Okay, blessed. Regarding leaving this crazy place behind, if you knew what you knew now. Oh yeah. I've been there before. Sometimes spite is the only true motive. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Staying out of spite.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but true.
But then I shifted that though. I'm not kidding. I did. I had to look into myself, and then what I meant here. For me, it was like I can share it with you guys. I was like, okay, what if here it is the perfect place, perfect like like I'm in full abundance, and what would that mean? Would I want even to go back to anywhere else? And the answer was no. And I had to say to myself, like, so then basically the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm being spoiled. I'm like, I don't like what I see. I'm not willing to change it. I say it's too hard. I'm blaming everyone. Now I want to go. So that's literally what I really have to tell that to myself. So I say, but what if I believe, I know more than believe, I know that I have the power to change this, what I'm seeing as not being so great, and then transform that to my heaven. That's literally what I said to myself. I said, and my conclusion is like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying here. Yeah. Like and now knowing what I know, which we choose our lives and all the details and all the events in our lives, the big marker events, then of course I'm gonna stay. Of course I'm gonna do. And then I know that also me staying, other people depend on me. Not necessarily, what people would say children, but people I don't know. Like me doing some things, and even if they don't see me, my frequency changes other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Like Jay.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to conclude the fact that this is my responsibility to create the world I want to see.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Like, guys, like if you could create your heaven on earth, and it wasn't just a pie in the sky there, you knew you could, you are going to, it's going to unfold exactly the way you would like it to unfold for you. Would you want to leave? Would you be so hell-bent on leaving?
And then to not continue what Shem just said, I thought to myself, which mean, and that's exactly what I had to look at, the difference between me and the so-called the wealthy, the elite, or the one that I perceive as not being generous and not sharing wealth, or having the power to make this place a beautiful place. It's nothing. I am just like them. They're just like me. I had to look into that, and I had to really, really say to myself, because had my life been nice, which I complain now about, I'm like, oh yeah, well, I don't feel abandoned or whatever. That's what I was complaining about. and I see them as being abandoned, that means that now I began to have more forgiveness for sometimes even the way they act, because I realized they were acting from a place of fear, and because they want to preserve this heaven on earth they're experiencing. I had to look at it, and it's not to say that there is malevolent malevolent things people do, and what you perceive as being evil. It's not to talk about this necessarily. It's just the idea behind the fact that people trying to stay in their own version of heaven here, even if to us it looks like, oh, it's bad. So we're not so different. And I had to look into that and start having compassion and not be standing from a place of anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is its own thing. Gabriel, workshops. What workshops? I'll just post it up again. I'll post where you can find it. The workshops are on abundance, inner child recollection. They are on alchemy of abundance, dreams, signs, and divine partnerships, soul contracts, and reclaiming your alignment, and false agreements. They're all there. They run every Saturday this September. We're doing them only limited spaces because we want to be able to answer everybody's questions, whatever questions they have. And they're just giving you the tools that you need to be able to go through this life as smoothly as possible in whatever areas that you want. I don't think we're here to fuck around this time, guys. I think we're here to lock in and just create the life we're supposed to in the full remembrance and full knowing. Like, come on. Are we really going to does anyone really want the 80s back? Even their fashion. I don't know how everyone else is feeling. Though low key, I am grateful for the fact that we had that mismatch thing, because it allows me to go to the supermarket however I want to fucking dress. Like if I've got like pink trainers on, an orange top, and whatever things, like I know it will. No one's gonna say anything. It's style and fashion.
Yeah,
but yeah. Other than that, I don't want that shit back. All right.
So
Gretel, if you want to read this one.
Is saying, I used to fly in my dreams in space. Okay, over Africa and Europe. It was so real. Maybe it was OB back then. Not sure. I used to have sleep paralysis, but because of Christian faith, rebuke and
pray against.
Yeah, it was OB for sure. Like
Yeah.
even me, I'm looking back to some instances, but now with the knowledge I hold, because this is the thing, it's also the frequency you're in. So when you resonate at a certain frequency, you kind of like it's an activation. So when you then know, that's what knowledge is key. Not believe, but what you know, because you then resonate at that awareness. You become a lot more aware, and you're able to say, okay, so the only reason now it feels like perhaps, and you put a perhaps because you just feel like, okay, I'm not sure because it's a long time ago and stuff like that. But in actual fact, had you had the knowledge now, you would have been activated enough to fully be in your full 100% consciousness there and know you're experiencing OB. But yeah, it felt real because it is.
Yeah. You'll have a lot of that remembering, thinking, you know what, that wasn't a dream then. That time where I jumped out and that I went, like, I don't know if anyone's had false awakenings where you think you're waking up, you go down and you continuing with your day, and then something's off and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm still dreaming. Like you tap someone on the back and they turn around and maybe they've got a frog head instead of like their real head. And you're like, oh my God. And then you wake up. OBE.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, had enough of them as a kid. So Juliana, yes. Yeah, exactly. Blue lotus flower. I will be trying it. I will be trying it. Definitely. Okay. What do I do with my crystals? Well, right now, I'm going through my own experiment. I take different crystals to bed, but as I journal about in my dream journal, I'll put what time I go to bed. I'll put like what feeling I was in, what mood I was in, whatever command I want to do. And then I'll take a crystal and I'll do them week by week so that I can get a general feel for what that crystal's vibration might bring. And I just try out different ones. So I'll put them under my pillow. And they're not even that big. I've got some there. Can you reach that one for me, please, babe?
Which one you want?
Yeah,
This
that one.
one?
I use ones that are this size.
That's the same. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the
I
Aragonite.
use tiny ones.
Yeah.
I just slip them under my pillow and I see what happens. I'm not really loving these ones here. This is Aragonite. I always get some ancestral stuff with this personally. I'm like talking traveling back into places where I'm just like, no, I don't favor these ones. Going over like really like old relationships, or once I had to go back to somewhere in the flipping 1920s and I wasn't feeling that one either. That was a whole nother bag. And I was just like, okay, you did what you did. Like I said, I've had lots of instances where I've realized that I didn't live every lifetime here being a really nice person. I was quite violent in a lot of them, and some crimes were committed back then. I'm just saying, and some of them avatars was about that life. Okay, they were fully about that life. So that's why. But then I hold compassion. I hold compassion for them. I know where they were coming from when they did it. Let's just say that I know where they were coming from when they did it. Okay. Just the petals or the whole lotus flower? Yeah, Julia, do you just use the petals, or do you just put the flower in and then let the flower open like if you're, drinking jasmine tea? How is that? If you can answer that for just another avatar. Okay, blessed. Oddball, do you want to put the oddball question?
Do you recall where you two picked up on saying hiya? Used that for most of my life as a greeting, and I've barely heard it from others in place I've lived. Curious.
Don't even
over here
know.
they use it a lot.
They do down up north, but no one
yeah.
uses it in London.
No. So a few people do, but
they say hi, or they say hello, or they say wagwan, or watum, or you know what I mean?
yeah,
Salut or ça va. Or
yeah, that's true. It depends.
kind of the only higher people in our family. It's not really a higher thing, except for our little ones.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is, love words has gone through distortion. So, some sayings been changed over the years, over the centuries. So who knows?
It worked for us. We stick with it. I like it. So hiya.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny you use that. All right. So Juliana, the next morning I saw your Lyran post. Wow, the synchronicity. I went back later on and couldn't find the post anymore on YouTube. What? It should be in our shorts. I think that's what YouTube kind of like had it under. It's in our shorts.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I've put that up on our on the Ko-Fi membership. So yeah, you can go there and catch it as well. And now what I'll be doing as well is all of the other transmissions I'll be putting on the membership first. I'll see how you guys get a feel for it, and then I'll see whether I want to share it on YouTube. Yeah. I've just been smoking the petals. Okay, you've been using it to smoke. Oh, wonderful. Interesting. Okay. Jay Shaw.
You're saying I've always been able to see a static, like gray translucent outline of my hands, fingers, arms, body. Does anyone else experience this, or is this just more wetness? Exclusive for me.
What the hell?
No. You're seeing auras. I'm actually at the moment want to work on developing that for myself. Like I was starting reading more extensively on that, how to see your auras. And so start by you. Now you could see the one of others or objects as well. It doesn't stop the objects. So now there's different things, different layers, different colors. You would see, and they all mean different things, and you can determine on what frequency someone is, or I even think, but that's my interpretation of it, you probably can also I'm not too much in trying to determine that on people, because I believe there's certain level of integrity you have to still have, and not trying to overread everybody and trying to see what they are, because that can be highly intrusive. But I would use it for objects that come in my house that's been given by people. So I believe that because there's energy that goes for everything that's made. So I will begin to be able, upon the colors, that's my interpretation, yeah, see the intention behind that particular object. So because in the past we've been holding certain pieces in our house that from people, and I think we shouldn't have. So these are the things are more for that. I use them more as a filter for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we just let them go and or give them
yeah.
away, or just, transmute the situation and keep it moving.
But that's a gift, Jay. You're seeing this
Yeah.
without really doing
Yeah.
things. Now, however, the color determines as well your vibrations as well. So trying to see when you in your happy space, if the color changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you do Mindsight or if you've looked into it or whatever. Like I said, that's on our today's episode, but that you might be able to already be doing that.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Talk to Caesar on that one. Blessed. Huge eyes and tentacle face. I know, right? I want everything in me wanted to scream, but I knew that if I did that, that would be like snap back into your body. So I was just like, your face is interesting. But they were so lovely. They were so nice. They were so welcoming and didn't want to scare me in any way. And they were giving me so much information about this construct, about frequencies, about sound, about technology. So I was just like, there's just a wealth of knowledge there. So I was just listening and taking down what I could. Met an old one and didn't go mad. Listen, okay, so that reminds me as well, guys. So this week, we spoke to someone called King Cassius. Now he goes by Cash, King Cash. And when I tell you his knowledge about the galactic realms and our galactic history as human beings and that whole entire thing, we are going to be doing a series with him because of how much the conversation was just, we needed so much more time to unfold that situation. And the same goes for Caesar as well. Like that conversation could have been triple the length. So we will definitely be having those two guests back on.
Yeah, 100%.
As this unfolds for us, we're literally meeting people like you guys, that we're meeting our extended soul family, and it's such a lovely place to be because we're able now to, when back in the day when you used to be talking about manifesting mindset and then networking, and who are the people who you speak to the most in the day are the reflection of the people in your life. Well, that's why I just choose to speak to you guys so often, so that you lot can be the reflection of my life, that I have aligned reflections in my life, because the people who I speak to the most are you guys, people who are on the same frequency as you guys. So yeah, he spoke about so many things. I'm talking time travel, astral tech, the galactic realms, galactic history, our galactic history as beings here. And this is beyond the Great Flood. This is, the galactic wars. This is the Great War. This is like way back stuff.
Yeah, it's really vast
It's
when it comes
so
to that. Yeah.
the conversation was conversating.
Yeah.
It was juicy. So I think that's going to be ready for next week. But I'm telling you, it's not done with Cash at all.
So just another
Yeah.
avatar. You're saying, I know you guys have talked about Darius in here. Have you had the chance to listen to his wife Lisa M. Harrison? Yeah, we
We
love what she's
we
doing,
love what she's
what
doing.
she actually presenting, and it's a resonance things. It's it to be true.
Yeah.
That is truth. So yeah.
And also, I've taken actually one of Lisa's classes, and it was profound for me. So I love what they both do. I haven't
Yeah.
got much to say about that. I
Yeah,
actually
absolutely,
was trying to
100%.
get her onto the podcast just to have a conversation with her. The deconstructing the construct it answered so much for me, and what we're going through and what things that we went through at different times of our lives as an original pair ourselves. And it just,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you've got time to
absolutely.
catch, it's especially her last videos, like you can go back and check out her whole entire YouTube collection. But if you're interested in the construct and everything about that, she has, I think, 6 videos really just tapping into everything that she's been doing over the years. And then she did a live Q&A as well, and that was brilliant. It was
Yeah.
excellent. So if you're interested, yeah, please do check her out. Like, I mean, she unlocked so much. Like, just going through some of her meditational stuff was just so profound for us. Yeah, for real.
So blessed, you saying beyond the frequency 369. Oh, hey, dude. Okay, yeah, you.
Yeah,
It's nice to see that
it's
there's an
lovely.
interaction
We're all
as well.
connected.
Yeah, we're all connected, and yeah, it's lovely, man. And yeah, go and watch that episode, guys. It is amazing. It's mind blowing, literally.
We've met such a great friend, like through
Yeah,
Caesar. Like we've clearly known each other before this. This was clearly pre-agreed. It's all falling into place for everyone, and it's
yeah,
so lovely to see. It's lovely to witness, and it's love. I think that's why we bothered to come here again, so that we can just live the experience of this unfolding and
yeah,
this remembering together. It's
yeah,
lovely.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a really good time. So based on what
So
Omondi is saying,
Gabriel, you're saying, yeah. So based on what Omondi is saying, I started taking accountability for my life, blaming myself, not everyone else. What do I do after taking accountability of myself? So, if I spell your name wrong, yeah, it's just a word beginning, but don't worry, it's totally fine.
yeah,
Okay, I can help you for that. Blame. So it's not blaming. You don't blame yourself. Take it first of all, when you say taking responsibility for, it's just you begin to remember you have the ability to respond appropriately to every situation in your life. That's what it means. And a lot of the time, we grew up I grew up in the 80s, 90s. So I know that when people say be more responsible, it's a blame based frequency, but this is not the true meaning of responsibility, taking your responsibility. So leave the blame side away. Like don't interact with that. But just look at it. Connect the dot. Now you obviously grown to a level of consciousness where you can turn back and see, why did I choose to live in this area? Why did I choose these parents as my parents, or this sibling as my sibling? Why? Ask yourself the simple question, why? And try
yeah,
to understand how this leads you to the greatness you are now. And that's all it is. It's and then through this hard time, was it that hard, or was your perceptions that was making it feel like it was really hard? And this activated you? Would you be where you are in your awareness today if it wasn't for that?
yeah,
So this more to look at it as a remembering who you truly are, you
yeah.
know?
And unconditional love, you have to remove the judgment of blaming.
Yeah.
Because to assign blame to something would then be what you're gonna then put. So you blamed yourself. You can hold yourself accountable. How? Justice, punishment. You can, but if you choose to apply unconditional love to it, then you won't have the judgment. You'll have the observation, but there will not be any punishment. So you won't run from taking accountability for a situation because you'll know that you're not going to judge yourself for it. The only reason people don't want to be accountable to something is because over here we have attached blame and shame to taking accountability, because if it's your responsibility and your accountability and you're to blame, then that comes with punishment, retribution, all that stuff, judgment. So that's where the unconditional love comes into play, big time.
So
for yourself.
To answer the rest of your question, what do I do after taking accountability for myself? You begin to live your life truly. You begin to start allowing yourself to feel. You begin to now. For me, was I started wanting to understand. Okay, what am I? Where am I? What is that? Whatever you you stop at this point. Now you've looked back. You're like, okay, I'm here now. I stop the BS to come in. Like it's like you lock everything that don't serve you. You say, okay, nope, 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 nope. That's what I started doing. So no more of it. Now what's there now? So there's certain work you can do, like with your inner child, trying to resolve certain aspect of yourself. There's a lot of work you can do to now begin to get on the right path and stop creating these elusive useless timelines for yourself. But what you can do is start get more in the being and not do so much, not be in this masculine overly masculine aspect of ourselves where we think we have to do everything.
Or the distorted version of
because
what masculine is.
Exactly the distorted version of it, because we now understand it's not about blaming, because the only reason, say as a male for instance, I feel I have to go the extra mile and do more because again blame, I have to take responsibility for my family, but in the blaming way instead of being more. So I'm more balanced. You become more balanced, you work on your balance, start seeing how you can balance out your life that way. So that's what I would say you can begin to do once you've done that.
Yeah. Hope that helped. Hope that answered it.
Yeah.
Okay, just another avatar. Okay, I want to hear you guys' opinion on Lisa's transmission about the whispers in the dark, or more specifically, her interpretation of the lifting of the veil. Do you foresee such events taking place? I can answer that for myself. A big reason why I resonated with her in the first place is because I thought I was going mad for a long time. And then once I heard what she was talking about, I was like, okay, so this is not just me. This is not just me. And then the transmissions that I've had as of late from these galactic beings, and I'm going to call them galactic beings for now, but they explain to me like, this is our history. This is just history. This is just what we are, who we are, part of who we are, part of our galactic history, linking to why you are in this form here. Not to say that space is home, but it's a big part of our experience here, and it doesn't answer as to, there's a lot unanswered here, and there's a lot of lies and deception going on here right now, and that's okay. And a part of me now, I've got to the place where I'm like, well, we kind of created it. How much times have I lied to myself? If I live in a world of lies, it's because I've lied to myself for so long, right? If I live in a world of deception, where have I deceived myself? I'll clear up my own field, and then the rest of the field will clear up. As for the whispers in the dark, I understood from what I take it as is these things that we're experiencing, more and more of us will start coming online, start opening up a lot of our abilities a lot of the abilities that we've kind of like shut off over the years through belief systems, through programming, through, like I said, like the 4-minute mile, no one believed it could be done. And then you saw someone do it. So now how much people are awakened because they saw Darius saying, okay, I have OBEs. I mean, I know for me, I just thought I was mad until he put words to it, literally. And then I saw his videos and I was just like, that it answered the past 20 years of my life. So a lot of that was the same when it came to Lisa's Whispers in the Dark as well. It's answered a lot. Now, everyone's going to take from that what they have to. And that was my takeaway from it. What was yours?
My takeaway from this is kind of like has a lot to it was looking back into ourselves. For me, the thinning of the veil has a lot to see with what I've experienced as a child, where I was hearing the voices, like the way you guys are hearing me. Well, imagine you're hearing this and you hear about 1,000 trying to talk at the same time, and so that was quite at the time traumatic because I didn't understand. But as consciousness is growing now, we all now begin to understand. We also begin to understand a lot of it is also reclamation. So they call what I was going through, and it wasn't not just the voice, AIWS, Alice in Wonderland Syndrome, because the author that wrote the book has wrote it from his own experience of that as well. So where you can experience the slowing down of the time or speeding up of the time, the room become all of a sudden bigger for no reason, smaller, your hand can be massive and stuff like that. Now, with my understanding, it was basically my perception going through the veil and all these different layers of reality. That is why, because we are an antenna. So I was able to perceive so much more aspect of realities or what truly reality is. At the time, I did not know, as I was frightened. That lasted for about 2-3 years. So why I'm saying that is because now when she say whisper in the dark, it is just simply what we perceive as being dark, another aspect of ourself that's coming to light now, and we won't, there will be no veil, there will be no separations. We only experience separation through our illusion, but that's how I took it. And also the lifting of the veil is like, hey, the show's over now. It doesn't mean we all have to die. It's simply because there's no such things as death anyway. But it all is like whatever scared us once doesn't scare us anymore. Yeah. That's what it is. And we can now begin to integrate it.
Yeah.
That's how I take it.
What was your interpretation of it, Jay? Just another avatar. What was your interpretation of it? What was any of your interpretations of it? I know a lot of you watched her stuff. Like, how did you take it? I felt it was powerful. Did it resonate with you? It definitely resonated with us. Beyond the frequencies. Hey, Caesar.
You know, it was an honor, and we feel so blessed to have you and the job you do. Thank you.
Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for dropping by. When you start doing your thing, everything you're doing, like I'm a subscriber anyway, so yeah. See you in your next episode as well. Keep doing what you're doing, like for real. I enjoy your work.
Gabrielle, you're saying they are married. I don't know that. I don't. I was just reading.
He's asking just another avatar if they're married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, the movie Waking Life is a pretty neat representation of the idea of waking up into another dream space. I'd imagine anyone here would enjoy watching this once. Okay, we'll give it a go.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love movies.
Yeah. There's a couple of movies as well that can be interesting, like Prometheus. I think we haven't watched it yet, but I want to watch it because I've heard that it tells a lot about our human origin.
Yeah. Gabriel. Oh, okay. You know this. You know. Okay, you're gonna have to read it. Like, let me get my.
Oh, tea. Okay. You know, is they used to use crystals to OB. they put it on the chest. Have you heard about that before? Yeah, we did. I use crystals. However, like I said before earlier, uh, again, that I'm well aware, in my full awareness that it's just the way I want to experience it, but you
Yeah.
don't need it.
Yeah.
So never be in the need, but it could be a fun things to do and see what happens.
Yeah. All of these things are fun if you want them to be fun.
Yeah.
Um. So you came to this realm more than once. Yeah. I did.
Well, all my experience, honestly, personally, not sure it was here. So
You like not this one. You're not. You haven't
no,
experienced the same things as me in this
yeah,
realm
because
to your recollection.
one of the places I was presented with was like these floating islands in the sky. That's just where people live. So I don't think we've seen such things so far here. So
Yeah.
maybe one day once we
Maybe it was from the purple headdressians.
yeah.
Okay. Have any of you guys had any galactic memories? I know that is considered to be realm 2, but have any of you had any galactic memories or had any experiences with our galactic history? How did you resonate with the Lyran transmission? Have you had any transmissions of your own, any messages through dream spaces? Because I know a lot of the time they do like to connect through dream space. Though those people I was telling you with the face and all that stuff, with the with the jellyfish face, the jellyfish faceians, I couldn't tell you whether or not I knew I was lucid enough to write down in my book. It was chicken scratch, but I wrote down something, and I heard them like not leaving, but I heard some stuff like I can't explain it. So I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try.
Oh yeah, yeah, barely hear people saying yeah. Also,
Thanks.
hi, I Guru. So you made it. Gabriel, he says, so Omondi, you're learning how to use your third eye. Yeah, what I'm learning now, ideally, I would like to not be reliant on OBEs or the dream state to be in full communication. So,
Yeah.
there's a bit like when you communicate with you guys, you ask them to communicate with you, they're going to give you encrypted sort of like language that resonate only to you, so you will perceive as such. But I know, because what I was experiencing when I was a kid, that things can be a lot more vivid. They could be right now, like in your reality, you can just like you can be tapped in fully.
Yeah.
So this is why I want to reach that level. And one of the member once said in the comment that, is it possible to literally get your arm out of your body? Just say that arm is out of my body, and then I can do downloads and stuff like that. I believe it is. With no problem.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's going to depend about because our thought dictate our reality. How can you counteract this mass consciousness and where it's at? Because if you're too advanced, then you're going to have to be able to manifest that reality for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has to see with the third eyes, but I wouldn't just see it up on my third eyes. They all open up all my abilities, because your abilities are not just the third eyes, it's your body, the technology we've been told lies, not the truth. So there's so many other aspects of us that we can develop. And if you go into the video that's been dropped with
Caesar,
he mentions certain aspect of ourselves that's really important to understand and valuable.
Yeah, that's why we're so interested about Mindsight now. And also what I've experienced as well is if I'm in a situation and it's a no-go for me, I will literally feel like my soul body go like this inside me, like shake her whole self. its whole self like that, and I'll feel it and I'll be like, did I just move? And I'll be like, I didn't. Okay, it's a no. So as far as bridging that's concerned, yeah, I could see that.
Mr. Shivers. So I'll get constantly shivers, like constant, like nothing to see with being cold or anything like this. For a situation that I get that a lot. So,
Okay, I Guru, I got an interesting message in a dream. A woman with sapphire blue eyes said, "You are the protector of worlds and stars. I don't know in what shape or form I do this, but I know abundance comes to me." I think you're already doing it. Hence why she said you are.
yeah, we are abundance. That's what it is.
That's why she said you are, not you're
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
I think you're already doing it.
Mm.
I think you're already holding space for that. That's how I see it. I don't know how you see it. I don't know how you took it. But I think that's what she was already telling you. Did you ask a question and get it answered, or is she just came through with that? I love you guys' stories like this. So interesting. And yeah. Well, then that's it. Are you an artist yet? Have you started doing your thing? Have you started putting your art out there? I never used to put my drawings out there. Okay. I'm putting the collection out. The collection is done. I'll be putting it out soon. But have you stepped into that yet? And it'd be lovely to share. The O's actually on X, it's mostly our art stuff. So the O's AAA on X. So if you are an artist, go and post up there. We encourage other artists to post up, share what they got for the week. The community there is definitely awoken and definitely tapped in. So we share amongst each other. We support each other as artists, and
yeah,
we speak openly about both sides of the veil. And
you're saying I
do our
wake up
thing.
many soul through being an artist. Yes, absolutely.
Of course you
art
will.
is activation.
Yeah, poetry, all of that good stuff. Song, depending on what is activating conversations like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay, we did
1K.
it. We did it.
Yeah, we did it finally.
Yeah. Our whole thing right now, it would be nice to be
Yeah.
able to allow you know, the remembrance of a million people. If we could all between us say, yeah, boom. That's what we got to. A million people remembered. I remember.
Yeah, that's actually a place we'd like to have.
And that doesn't have to
yeah.
it doesn't even have to read as subscribers. It just
No,
has to
just to
read
say,
in
yeah.
the universe as
Yeah.
that how many people remembered. That's the goal, really. But 1,000 subscribers is nice.
So Agor is saying I could control matter fully last night, change all the physics like a god. Insane.
No, true. That's lovely.
Well, that's okay.
It's beautiful.
That's funny you're saying this, and it's all fitting because all right, the lifting of the veil, it is what it's about. So if you see even in science how reality works and how it's like particles when you see something solid oscillating in a high frequency so fast that it's like a hologram, but imagine that you do not have time to perceive the space in between, the pauses in between, then it becomes reality in the heart. And so what it means, it's that if you want to go through an object, you will have to vibrate at that frequency of that object, and then you potentially, theoretically, being able to put your hand through it. So that is actually scientifically possible. We just don't have the ability and the consciousness, and we'll still perceive that as being something that is magical rather than a reality. But eventually, I think we'll raise your level of consciousness what this happens. So what you're experiencing in the dream could be also something you're foreseeing in the future.
Yeah,
that what we could achieve.
Yeah, but if I said even in 1995, if I said video call me later when you get home,
Yeah,
you would have thought that was magic. So we're
Yeah.
moving on fast here, people.
Absolutely.
Stranger things have happened. Aga, I'm looking forward to seeing your conversation with King Cassius, the Lyran connection, I know, and so much more connections. Like, I I met him in the astral. We had a whole conversation, and then we had our conversation here in the physical. So it was just that's another extension of this whole entire community. Cash is definitely one of us guys. Like he's a lovely soul. He really is a lovely soul, peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and check out his stuff that he does. I think he's really big on Instagram as well. So I think he's mainly on Instagram. But that's his. If you're into finding out galactic history, stuff like that, he's your guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. So blessed, you saying owning one's crap and a forgiveness of self kicks off a chain reaction of growth. One of the larger events in my own journey. It's a big deal, dude. Worth it. Yeah, man. I mean,
yeah,
it's massive. It is. Do you know what?
it's
It's
one of the. It was one of my. It's the biggest tool in my shed.
Yeah, it's like an all rounder. It's great.
It's the ultimate bushwhacker. It's like
it's literally stepping into your own power.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I would say.
and it's the ultimate relief.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
yeah,
talk about weight off your shoulders.
yeah.
Okay, Aguru, what does it mean if through a vision a Sumerian white priest looking like Enki gives you a staff of Hermes? You know what? You've got so much Egyptian ties, and I say that as in like ancient Egyptian ties, like original Egypt ties. Has this ever happened to anyone of you? Have you ever encountered these beings?
Not personally.
This is the only thing that I've had. I had Anubis, Anubis, and this is how out of touch I am with that. Anubis, the one with the dog face thing going on, standing behind me, like I felt someone come up behind me. I was like, I thought it was Omondi, and I thought this is weird because he doesn't usually stand behind me in this way. Like that's not his energy. So I kind of like looked through like with soapy eyes, and then it was like a whole tall one standing there, and I was like, I'm gonna just continue washing my face and forget about this. And then ever since, there's been like 2 standing outside my house, but that's it. Outside of that, I haven't had any encounters, but what you're talking about seems like a pretty much remembrance. You got so much ancient Egyptian connections to your dream states, your OBE states. Like this is powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Has anyone else gone through that?
Yeah. I mean, if anyone wants to know about that, you could answer Igor on that. The only things I would say though, I would say that it's probably one of you life you had as well. This is possible that because everything is happening at the same time, even though it will perceive it as being the past, as we know now. But
he looked like the being of Prometheus. See, I haven't even watched that movie, and that's the movie Omondi was talking about us locking in on watching. And I saw hell. Didn't scare me, but was interesting. That's interesting. His brother was not happy to see me. Oh, I bet he wasn't. Oh, yeah. Hang on a minute. We did have that time in my thing. But the thing is, even though we were Egyptian, like, I had a lifetime about it. But what can I say? It was just a snippet to just let me know about where I was a partner with him before. So, yeah, they showed me like I was in some sort of class. I don't know, I guess some form of underground mystery school. Like there was a light source, but well, I forgot about that one. There was a light, the one I was talking about, where you used to come to my class and you used to leave that flower there on like
yeah,
the sill.
I remember.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's where it was just to let me know that's where you know him from as well.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
But I don't think he's from this realm.
no, it
Now,
wasn't. It wasn't serving this realm.
in terms
So
of dudes like you talking about, like this type of so gods like things. I mean, I had an experience. It was for our last baby that we had. It was about naming our baby, and I know I'm always been someone who believed that to wait until particularly the day of the birth, and
yeah,
seeing the
you do be
baby
waiting.
to name the baby. And that night, a few nights before, was for the middle name of our child. I had that dream, but that dream was like I went into sort of like it's something where you appear. It's like a like a god place where you got gods, and they decide.
It was a
Um,
council. You said to me,
oh yeah, but they like
they're big.
they appear like gods to me,
Okay.
and you appear. I was appearing in some sort of a dome, which is just my head like this, like I was visiting, and they were saying to me what the name of our child's middle name has to be, and then left. And then I say, oh, the name, that's what the name has to be. That's what I told Shem,
Yeah.
which we did. I just probably from where I am now, I wasn't really feeling
The vibe.
the vibe,
This
like
is why we vetoed
the
that name.
authoritarian vibes of it. No, I knew. But I think it has something to do with contractants or contracts. I said the name wasn't the problem because his name resonated with, but it's like they give you the yes or no type of thing. That's how I felt, and I was like, okay, you
He's
guys
not
are.
your fucking kid.
That's what it was.
It's not your fucking kid.
So
You're
I
not
had
naming the
this dream, but I knew the name. We already talked about the name. Finally, we went for that name, but it was just a confirmation. That was like, okay, but also I'm aware that I'm here and I'm seeing things through distortion as well.
Yeah, and
So,
he's
hey,
a baby, but he's a soul, so
yeah,
it might be
yeah.
more on his side of the agreement type of thing.
So when it comes to these type of things, and now, yeah, that's an experience I had through dream state.
Okay, just another avatar. It's crazy how the learning just continues every day. You guys always have more to add, and the amount of people who also have something to share is just, yeah, it is, and that's why we hold these lives, because we're like just friends chatting about these things. I mean, the spaces that you can, it's like I can't go down to Costa Coffee and just have this conversation. Sometimes I'll be talking to him, I got to keep my voice down because it's just like people be like, the fuck you talking about? So yeah. I get it. I feel it. It's wonderful that we're all here for each other.
Yeah,
to be fair.
absolutely. And you know what? The proof. It's funny. Look what Juliana's saying. I had a dream about floating island. I was able to move the clouds with my hands. I didn't want to say anything because I had the feeling I dreamt that from hearing your prior video. Do you know what it is? Yeah, I had it through my Obi state. I left my body, went through a mirror, and then I was presented with these instances, I guess, of myself, the aspect of me. But that was like where I saw this floating island, and I couldn't see if I was on one, but I suppose I was, because obviously it's difficult to see where I was. I was just busy by what was taking place there. I was just so far in the distance, this island. But then Shem say that there's a video where she's talking about when we had like a joint
The joint idea thing.
of his things,
and you were moving the
my
clouds.
guides, and I was moving the cloud. So you see, that's what this community is for, because the chances that someone might have experienced these two events or
Yeah.
something similar, and then you can say like, oh snap.
But sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
It's like I remember.
Yeah.
And it's like I guru. Like when he first asked, "Oh, have any of you been through it?" I was like, "No, I don't even really." And then I said the anubis. I was like, "Yeah, I have." Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember. And I have. So it's like that's the whole point. We kind of jerk each other's memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that vibe. It's that vibe, Juliana. Really. Yeah. So just another avatar. Okay. Understood. Okay, that's a conversation between you guys. Okay, thank you. Hey, Kat.
Hey, Kat. You're
yeah,
married.
yeah,
Good to see you.
yeah. I know. Fourth eye. 11 of it. I've seen some of his videos pop up, and I've put them in my save, so I'm gonna have a look. Ghetto Guru. Okay, okay, I'm gonna check him out. Okay, great. I'm gonna check him out. Okay, Juliana, I was seeing what I thought was orbs in the sky, but now they were just moving faster through the stars and not floating, so now I have no clue what they are. Okay. I've seen the same thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen the same thing. I still don't know what they were. I just know that that was real. Sometimes I don't understand. If things are outside of my understanding, the least I can say to myself is what I see is real, or what I feel is real, and the knowing will come to me in due time. And I leave it at that sometimes, because I'm like, okay, that was something. Like that moon thing we saw, and we were like, oh, okay, I didn't know it did that with rainbows, but that's fine. All right. Yeah, exactly. What did you think it was? What did you take it as? Did you take it as like a craft? Was it like moving? How fast was it moving? Like was it nighttime when you saw it? Was it when you were in waking state, or were you in dream state? Yeah.
Plus, some of us are sometimes you're on a spaceship and it is like a planet.
Yeah.
It's like so. Hey,
freaking massive.
Yeah.
The stasis pod thing is a real thing. Yeah, that's a real thing. The orbs all move in the stars. Okay, they always start coming out around 8 p.m. And they're always like two drones following them too. Can the drones keep up? Okay, can the drones keep up is my question. Oh, amazing. Anubis. Yeah. Seen a few times. He was not of light, but also not dark. The vibe was neutral. I know. And when I was asking him at something, I was like, I don't know what you're here for, but it is what it is. And I just left it at that. And like I said, there's two that stands outside my house. They've been there for about a year now. Yeah. Two of them. I was like, I don't know. I didn't even know there was even two of you. I didn't even know. I thought there was only one of you. I don't know. There's just two that stand out there, so I was just like, whatever. Do you think? Yes, I have dreams of being a pharaoh. I can write books of the experiences. Dreams or remembrances is what I'm trying to say to you, because your ancient Egypt thing is pretty much expansive. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, you have had a lot of them. There is definitely a thread there. Not a human one. Sounds pretty much on point. Yeah, sounds pretty much on point, Aguru. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Okay, Aga. Do you want to read this one?
Yeah, I have also seen Anubis once during a meditation. It was surprising, and I needed to Google him afterward. I also had an encounter with Thoth. He showed me how to use my Kundalini for creating.
Yeah, these lessons are so great. How much of you have had lessons or remembrances of lessons that you've had in dream state or meditative state from other beings, surrounding your body, this construct, different things like that, like how to use your situation, how to interact with our surroundings, all of that?
Yeah.
How much of you have been through that? Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm gonna look in. When I start watching this stuff, I'm gonna see.
Why?
Yeah.
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 What moon thing?
What moon thing? Okay. Do you want to talk about your moon thing? Or do you want to talk about the moon thing when we were walking back from Asda's the other day?
We can talk about it when we're walking back from us.
Okay.
You know when the moon is not supposed to be that big, if
Firstly,
you know what I mean, and not that golden either.
yeah.
Well, that's what we've seen, and certain things or because the shifting, you can begin to perceive very unusual things. And we must have been walking there, and we see this moon, and I kid you not, it was so big. And I
Biggest
don't care
moon.
what anybody's trying to say here. No, it's because of this or because of no.
This shit was
No, that
huge.
was, and I was like, are we the only one saying these things? And it was like, and you know what? I'll tell you why, yeah?
Streets was empty.
Yeah. And it was so golden. And I said to Shem, he looks like a Bitcoin.
Yeah, you did.
Literally, I said that to her. It looks like a look. I said, look in the sky. It looks like a Bitcoin. I literally said that to you.
You did.
So this is,
I was like, it's massive.
I was like, I never seen that before.
It is massive.
So
I didn't even have my phone on me. I don't like walking out with my phone. I don't bother
that is
sometimes.
what I was referring to.
Yeah. And I was referring to the
No,
other
no,
time.
no. But I know you say you didn't have your phone on you, but I had my phone, and the thing is that when I was putting my phone to it, it did not look the same.
Yeah, that's the
like
thing.
I say, it doesn't do justice, so I can't even take a picture of it. So that's when you know you're seeing it from another eye.
Yeah.
And that is what I immediately thought, because I was like, okay, let's see if we can picture it on the phone. Didn't look, and I know still photography enough that to take a picture of these moon or sun and stuff like that. You do need to use special lens, ideally, but it was so big and so different in color that I was like, that's got to show on at least on that phone. But no, it wasn't. So
and another thing, I was talking about the one with the rainbow right next to it.
Yeah.
We've seen so much fuckery with the moon. I've lost count. Not gonna lie, guys. it's a Tuesday out here.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what?
We saw a whole rainbow next to it. I was like, babes, tell me if I'm seeing stuff, but do you not see this whole rainbow right just coming? The moon's here. The rainbow is coming out of the side of the moon. I said, I've never seen that in my life. Can you see it, or is this just me? And you were like, nah, I see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's your third eye. When your third eye starts opening, you perceive a wider spectrum of light. So that's how I can explain it.
Yep, I'm definitely going to check him out. Like I said, I've saved some of his videos already. It was just about getting some time to really sit down and watch him some, wasn't it? Yeah, cool. See, we're expanding the crew. Like, yeah, I love it.
Wait. Gabrielle, I saw Centaur in my visions once. What do you guys think that means? Okay, here's the thing. We even had a conversation with Corey, and I asked Corey because he was planning on coming out of his body at some points, and I said, hey, you know what? These are things are in the middle of the night, and I'll have to probably take my notes again. I think I don't know if it was the time I had this when I got taken out of my body, and I just freaked out and like it. I don't know if it was that time when I heard before that took place, but an event like this took place, and I heard
it was that same week,
and I heard Centaur. So I heard Centaur, and I was like, okay, and that event took place. So I wrote it down and stuff like that. From what I'm getting, it's around, I would say, that is possibly just outside this construct, but no confirmation here. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
we're still trying to figure it out.
So now you're saying this Centaur, and you saw Centaur in your vision, and then there's two places that I've been told about. Another one called Aureus, Aurius. So these are things we begin, and that's part of the veil lifting as well. And usually for me, this is like a voice telling me in my head that these things, just send me the word, and I get the word, and I've got to figure out the rest, because obviously you're still living here in the distortion. So the encrypted
Yeah,
information sometimes can be
absolutely.
limited.
Yeah.
But it's funny you actually read this.
Yeah.
Now we know there's the centaur. I think is that mythic from mythology. These half horse and half man. I think, but that's not
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Though
Yeah,
side eye, Gracie sees them all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the centaur written that I've heard. Well, I think it was the spelling is Santor. I think,
All right.
or Taur.
If you're talking about the half man, half horse, yeah, our daughter sees one all the time, constantly. Okay.
Oh yeah, where we were walking at night when we saw that moon, we just because here, some of the shop open at night, so we went to a shop, wanted to pick up a few things, and on the way
Yeah.
back, that's when we saw.
And we like walking at night.
Yeah,
Yeah. We like walking out at night. We didn't get to do it too much in the deep countryside, but here there's more pavement, so we get to do it. And
Thank
plus
you,
there's
Blessed.
street lights. Okay. Yes, we will be checking him out.
Yeah.
4th eye 1111, yep, definitely. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, no problem.
Cool, Blessed.
Thanks. Love for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks for your input.
We'll be bouncing in 10 minutes as well.
Yeah.
So we'll have
So
to go
we're
as
going to
well.
wrap it up in the next 10. We'll go to 2.5 hours. All right. So
Brandon's.
hi, Brandon.
Hi, hey guys. Do you guys know who Bashar is yet? Yeah, we know who Bashar is.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
He says that aliens are coming to visit us in 2027. Thoughts? I think they've been visiting long before. I think that we're
They've
playing
already
a
been
game
here,
of
yeah.
Among Us, and it's just going to be like,
women like, okay, let's give them this, and so they can shut up, because a lot of people at the moment are actually having question and experiencing things where they actually are themselves in contact physically with aliens. Like I say, not everything has to happen through the OBE state. It can be through the dream state, through the physical state now here on, or we call it physical.
And we are going to be talking to King Cassius, which is Cash. We're going to be talking to him. Well, we've already spoken to him, but that should be up next week. And he delves into all of those stuff. Like I said, the conversation we have with him is, if you're Starseed, interested in anything galactic, anything to do with what people call aliens, beings, that's your guy. The conversation is really deep. We deep dive. Yeah, Galactic. Okay, Galactic. So I've J Shot. So Galactic.
So Galactic, yeah. I've left my body once, and I was on a strange planet that had sparkly black cube gravel, and there were nightclubs in neon lights. A large cross burst into beautiful, colorful flame with no heat.
Wow.
Fantastic.
So I love you guys' stories. I love when you share these things. No doubt someone else has experienced it. It was like, oh, I thought I was the only one. I didn't want to say anything. Okay. Okay, just another avatar. Always okay. No problem.
Cool.
As will we. Thanks for checking in, guys.
Well, it's lovely to see you here.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you for making it to the live.
Yep.
Love you too.
Half man, half horse, Gabriel. Love you too. Just another avatar.
So, by the way, sorry. Stay in tune with the Ko-Fi, where we post some stuff as well for announcement, and next time when we go live again.
Yeah,
we'll do it also on YouTube, but you know, Ko-Fi will have most of the information.
Absolutely. Yeah, half man, half horse. Yeah, that's what she sees all the time.
Oh, that's what you see. Now, for me, it was more like saying as
it was a place,
but you know.
All right. Okay. So, hi Danielle. Okay, here we go. Yeah, We got 7 more minutes, guys. All right. So definitely resonated with your Lyran transmission. That's wonderful. I
Daniel.
was really like, do I share this? I mean, I shared it with like Corey, like, and he was just like, yo, but I was told to. So that was a whole other bag. So, yeah, I have more. Oh, a Nordic man. That's great because we speak to Cash about that.
Yeah.
So you're not alone in that experience at all.
Yeah, the
Wow.
Nordic,
Yep.
the
The
Nord,
Nordics.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Nordic. I mean, they've been knowing. We're talking about governments. They've been knowing these guys are here. They have dedicated space for them, where they can stay and not over interact with humans and stuff like that. That's what these, restricted area are as well, or so-called reserves. So all of these things are there, and some of them have the ability also to shift the frequency so you can't even see them.
Yeah.
So
Or see them as they are.
yeah,
Um,
or see them as they are. Yeah.
Jay, I still wonder why I choose to enter this construct without all of my memories being 100% erased. Okay, I came to this planet knowing that no one has authority over me. I never believed death was real. Listen, you that is going to resonate on so many levels for so many other
Yeah.
people, and
Yeah.
I believe you weren't alone in that at all.
Yeah, so many of us actually
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think it was also time a lot of us cut the shit with this remembrance thing as well. We just like it's time to wake up. We've gone too far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, where are we here? Okay, but on that same note, have you guys tried having or learning to have visions? I used to have them, the Christian space, but now it's different since I'm in this space now. I didn't learn how to have them. Ever since I was little, I'd always seen what people consider spirits or beings. So it wasn't that, it was just trying not to ignore them or judge them for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say as part of being old again, we integrate every aspect of ourselves here. And as far as I'm concerned, it's about reaching that state where this is normality now. Where you in the knowing that is normality. So being able to tap in of any of these abilities, everything is being written on in books, you've seen movies and stuff like that. They're all real and possible, and eventually we'll get there. Yeah. So yeah, these are definitely some things on our list.
Yeah, and now we've seen Mindsight. I'm so interested.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks exciting to me, and
For sure.
I'm doing that.
Yeah,
I'm doing that.
absolutely.
Okay. He was definitely a love from previous life. Just sending me thoughts of knowing. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing, and they'll still be able to communicate with you, which
Yeah.
is beautiful. Yeah. That's so beautiful. That's really nice, Danielle.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Brandon, so when aliens reveal themselves, what do you think will change among humans? I hope. I don't hope, but I think we're gonna have to do away with this racism thing. Unless some people are gonna expand into it and be like, okay, it's them and us, and we're so different. But when you find out that your ancestors are there, I hope that goes away for real. Like, can we be done with that already? And then we could step into our who we are, where we come from, why we're here.
Yeah, I will say this. I will say they already started. I think that it's now down to people understanding that it's down to the frequency. I think there's some already lined up agreement with different countries to say, okay, what are we going to allow to take place first? But they think they're in control, in charge of that, but these are marker events that are fixed anyways. So when that happens, there will be the one that in the ability to see. I think most of us will be. And the one that can't yet, I don't think it will be presented to them in their own reality.
Yeah.
That's my interpretation.
Who knows?
So who knows?
Okay, guys. So we are going to wrap it up. I'm going to start saying my goodbyes, but I'll answer whoever is here right now. Everything you guys have been so helpful in. Oh, you know
Thank
what,
you.
you guys
Thank you,
too,
Juliana.
because as you share your experiences with us, like it reminds me of some stuff that I may have like forgotten about and been like, oh yeah, I remember that. So this
Yeah.
is a two-way street, and I love that. And thank you for holding space. Thank you for coming on Sundays. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a part of the membership as well. Much love, really.
Thank you all. Love you
Mindsight, yeah.
guys.
Gabriel, Mindsight, we touch on that in our episode that went up today
Yeah.
with Caesar.
It's available now. So really go and when you can, of course, go and watch it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to learn from that as well.
You are appreciated as well, Jay. You really are. Thanks for staying, and thanks for being here, and thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Laura.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you, Gabrielle.
Thanks, Laura, Kat, Gabriel, Blessed,
Yeah,
everyone
thank
who
you,
we
guys.
see. Just another avatar. Hope I'm remembering all your names. Gretel, everyone. Thank you
And
so
yeah,
much.
and
Yay.
announcement, like I say, on Ko-Fi mainly, but yeah, also you'll be able to catch Fifi on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
On the community post. But
Yep.
yeah.
So love to all, and we'll see you again soon next Sunday. All right.
Thank you, guys.
See ya. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Ciao.